do... Oh shit, you know what? I know what we're going to do next. We're going to play this. It's been a while. The last time I played this was in like 2017. Hold on, let me swap categories here. This is going to be, it's a choose your own adventure game. Buried interactive story. Here we go. The eyes. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Actually, never mind. I am kind of sorry. Okay, so I'm turning off the lights again, which probably means I should change back to this. Okay. This is going to be a lot of reading, so I'm going to get some more water here, or take a drink. And then I'm going to grab some more water. Be right back. Behave. I just grabbed a water bottle. So when I run out, I can just open this water bottle and then I'll be okay. Okay. This game should be a couple of hours long. It might be longer. We'll see. Buried is an okay, I didn't mean to click. Hydrate? Okay. Hey, Aries. Listen. Hey, Aries. Here, we're looking up at the sky. Oh, I should... Hold on. Let me... I need a... My audio is not picking up. Game. Not filters. Hey, hey, Aries. Hey. Is it... It's not... Here it is. Add executable. Okay. Boom. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna read this out. Oh my god. Guys, please. Ah. Pranked. Oh my god. How many hydrates is that? 3, 6, 9, 12. Hold on. Let me read through this first real quick in case it makes me... Can I DM me? Listen to it on stream? Yeah, go for it. Hit me up with it. Oh. Full screen off? Can I change, What about all times are... Really? Oh. Well, let me resize the window? No? Oh, that's kind of... Oh, that's kind of cringe, actually. All right, let me see this DM. New background music in progress. All right, let me actually turn on my Discord sounds. Check them. Seem to be working. All right, let's give it a listen.
So good, so good. Thank you. All right, Wombat, what do you think, bro? What do you think so far?
Whoa.
Here's what we got. We'll run through? Yeah. Okay, here's what we have. Okay.
That's a vibe. Honestly, like if your music artist could get it to loop a little bit less jarringly, I think that's freaking really good. Hold on. Let's see here. I like that. That's Pog. The loop is not made yet. Yeah. Yeah. Let me try. Let me try to think of. Hold on. Let me listen to a little bit more of this area. No, was it this area? Okay, yeah, no. That sounds really good. I was going to try to give like maybe a little tweak here and there with how strong the bass comes in for the beat. I don't know how I don't have the terminology for it, but I think that's okay. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh wait, let me turn off the light again. And let me do these hydrates. There's only 9 more that I have to do. Drown the rock man. Okay. Okay, so that's that water bottle gone. Here's the other one. Bruh. Oh my god. Porter Robinson? Ah, it sounds... Actually sounds really familiar, but I can't remember. Exactly what you want? Okay. I kind of lost count. I'll do like 2 more. Wow. Excuse me. There we go. Okay. I really wish there was a way to make this windowed, but not tiny as hell. But looks like it's whatever. Oh, I think that's a bit too loud. Hold on. Let me turn this down. Still kind of too loud. Let me do this, maybe? There you go. We kind of got an ambiance going. Oh boy. There's gonna be... I don't know. Should I add the voice acting tag to this? Because I might be voicing this. I don't know if I can... I open my eyes, and the first thing I want to do is scream. I'm flat on my back and everything seems to hurt. The trees overhead look familiar. It's a clear night sky, almost beautiful. Except for the fact that this means I've been out cold for at least 6 hours. But there's something wrong. I don't remember what, but something happened. My head. My God, my head hurts. And a ringing in my ears. Is there an accident? An explosion, I think. I remember Dennis screaming, but after that, I can't remember. As I sit up, I notice that my hard hat has been thrown off. I look around the area, but it's not here. It feels strange to go anywhere without my hard hat, but I've got to find the other members of the crew. They could be in danger. Alright. I think it's probably... I mean, like... I'm just gonna go... Forget the hard hat. Like, I've been out for 6 hours. Anything that's gonna, like, explode or some shit is gonna be fine. I'm just gonna... Let's search for the crew. I said my hat can wait until I figure out what's going on. I get up and take a look around the logging site. I smell something burning, and I don't hear any engines running. Wait, something isn't right. Was it the bulldozer? Maybe the damn thing overheated for the last time. Maybe the engine finally blew. What a mess. Well, maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. Only one way to find out, I guess. I walk over to the center of the logging site and don't like what I see. Also, I don't know if you guys want some interactivity in this. I could like ask you guys what you think we should do next. It's up to you. Oh boy. Well, fucking some Final Destination shit. The logging site looks like a bomb was detonated right in the center. I don't know where to start. The one load we had managed to stack on a truck for the day was overturned. The trailer bent and the logs hanging off the back. Where the hell is everyone? My head is killing me and it's ringing in my ears. I can't hear anything. Not birds, not my footsteps, nothing. It makes me wonder if I hit my head after my hard hat flew off. I'll run through a quick mental checklist to make sure my brain is still working. My name is Roger Hastings. I'm 41 years old, and the year is 2017. I own a small logging company, and we've been logging in this strip of Kentucky woodland for almost a month now. Okay, so maybe my brain works. That's a relief. But it also makes me fearful, because something is certainly not right here. I look around the logging site, my mind trying to figure out what has happened. Just about every piece of equipment has been overturned or tilted. So, do I look at the debris or do I look at the truck? Also, let me change my stream title. Spooktober buried. Sorry, I should have done this before. My bad. What debris? The debris in the center, or let's check out the truck. Someone might have been driving it? I don't fucking know. The truck. The hitch is completely broken, like it was blown off in an explosion or a really bad accident. Had there been an explosion, all of the fuel on site would have started a fire, but there's no charring, no burning, nothing. I walked through the area where Dennis had been working. From the looks of it, he'd been moving slowly. He'd only taken down 4 trees today. His metal lunchbox is open, an indicator that he had been taking an early break. But he's not here. No one is here. Where the hell is everyone? I could try to make a call on my cell phone, but its battery is already running really low. Not that it matters. The reception is crap out here anyways. Do I call someone? Or do I yell out? I could probably call Dennis if his lunchbox is there, right? He's probably nearby or some shit, and I could find him with his cell phone, unless there's no signal. Maybe I can call someone and yell out at the same time. Game? Like, come on. SMH my head. Pull out my cell phone and try to make a call to Frank. Alright. It rings and rings and then just goes to his voicemail. But before I can leave a message, my phone goes dead. Great. I hope I don't need my phone anytime soon. Might as well start walking. The highway is almost a mile back through the woods down the gravel road we used to reach the site. Maybe the crew ran that way for help. But why would they have left me? Were they scared? Out of sorts? Maybe I can catch up to them. With my truck turned over on its side, it looks like I'll be walking. My God, I can't even remember what I was doing before waking up on my back. Wait, what's that? Underneath a bulldozer. Oh my God, it's a leg. It has to be either Tony or Dennis. The dozer looks unstable, like it might roll over some more. Might not be safe to get close, but at the same time, I can't just leave him there. Can I like... I'll stay back? Are there any more options? Can I like secure the bulldozer maybe? There's no use putting myself at risk. The thing could tumble again. It's pretty clear that he didn't survive. Damn, he had 2 kids too, both sons. In my shock, I stumble back, suddenly tripping over a stray log behind me. I bang my head hard on one of the logs as I fall. Instantly, I can feel a massive lump forming on a small drip of warm blood. Damn, why wasn't I wearing my helmet? God damn it. But what hurts more is the realization that Tony is dead. I can't stay here. I have to find Dennis, Frank, and Joe. I have to find out what happened here. Okay. Alright then. I banged my head. Hard hat, no hat. I was still okay though. As I walk through the stacks of logs from the last week or so of work, everything feels frozen. This high-pitched sound in my ears, it's terrible. It keeps happening every few seconds and it sounds like it's coming from far away. I can't help but wonder, is it my ears or is it something else? The silence out here is creepy. There's a smell, like the atmosphere after a bad summer storm. I might as well admit it. I'm a little scared. Everyone is missing, and it's dead quiet out here. There doesn't even seem to be a breeze or to rustle the leaves and branches. Right knee hurts like hell. My head was hurting so bad before that I never even noticed the pain in my knee. I must have heard it during the... well, during the what? Accident? Or... wait, is that Dennis? I see him sitting on the ground motionless about 30 feet away. Let's walk up. Why can't I just yell and walk up to him? And also, like, keeps talking about it being dead quiet, but this high-pitched sound from far away, and then wondering if it was in my ears or if it's something. Come on, what? Let's walk up. He's just sitting there, not moving. I'll walk up slowly next to him. Dennis? Hey, man, can you hear me? I tap him on the shoulder. He looks up at me from the ground, clearly coming out of a daze. Yeah, Roger, I hear you, he says. Dennis is built like a wrestler and has a tough personality to match. But in this moment, he looks disoriented and even a little anxious. Though I'm glad to see him, the fear on his usually confident face is alarming. What the hell happened? What's going on? He asks. An explosion, I think. Dennis says. An explosion? Dennis says. Yeah, I believe that. Why do you say that? I ask. Did you see something? He doesn't respond. Still sitting on the ground, he looks around the woods as if he's just now understanding the severity of the situation. The equipment has overturned. The dozers too, I say, wiping my forehead. You okay? Yeah, just shaken up. Me too. This might be the most intimate conversation Dennis and I have ever had. While he and I have always been on good terms, we've never been particularly close. I've always respected him, though. Sure, he's come to work a few times looking like he'd been in a bar fight the night before. But I've also seen him do an enthusiastic impression of a dinosaur as he's played with Tony's kid. Okay, this tonal shift is odd. That'd finish up his shift. It's then that it hits me. Dennis and Tony were good friends. I'm not sure I want to rattle him with the news of Tony's death right now. Not before he knows what's going on. But he has a right to know. Oh boy. I'm just going to not mention Tony for now. Shit sucks, but I'm sorry. You didn't tell Dennis about Tony's death. Oh, fuck. Okay. It's good to find someone else, I say. I don't think I need to bring up Tony quite yet. The two of them were close, almost like brothers. He'd take it hard. Yeah, he says. Hey. Oh, hey, he adds nervously, looking at the ground. Do you see that light? No, I say. What did you see? I don't even know, Roger, he says. It was like this flare of white light. It came right up out of the ground like an explosion. So there was an explosion, I say. Maybe it was some equipment, or... This was no equipment, Dennis interrupts, agitated. This huge ball of light came right out of the damn ground. Where'd it go? It just shot up into the sky until it was out of sight. When? I'm not sure, he answers, but I had finished about 10 trees for the day and was about to top one. That's when it happened. You're almost done with 10 trees? I ask. Yeah, he says, looking at the ground. You know, I wouldn't want to take a lunch break until I was done. That's when the light blew up. Why? That's when the light blew up. Why? You don't believe me? I believe you. I believe Dennis's story. What the fuck? He saw what he saw, I think to myself. He has no reason to lie about this. My God, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, he says. But if I'm being honest, it scared me pretty bad. If it's all the same to you, I like to get the hell out of here. We both stand up and start heading towards the road. It isn't until we start moving that I see Dennis is wounded. His right side is coated in blood, the red seeping through his blue work shirt. There are splatters of it here and there, but also a very large red splotch that makes me worry. How'd you get that injury, dude? I'm not sure, Dennis replies. I must have gotten thrown or hurt somewhere from that light. It's then that I notice that the strange ringing sound is still filling the air. Hey, I say, do you hear that high-pitched ringing sound noise every once in a while? Dennis looks scared when I ask him this question, and he just nods. I thought it was just me, he says. He looks out of sorts and uncertain. I've never seen him like this before. It's obvious that he's looking for some reassurance. Even though I'm his boss, there's something very unnerving about this. We'll be okay. It's probably nothing, bro. Let's be realistic, I tell myself. I might as well try to be empathetic. Out here in the middle of these woods, the ringing could be anything. Maybe a car alarm from through the woods or something. Still, even my passive comment seems to have reassured Dennis. He looks a bit calmer, more relaxed. We both start moving forward and don't say another word. Do you try to call Frank? Dennis asks. I know we had his cell on him today. I can't, I say, cursing myself. I used up my battery trying to call you earlier. It's then that I notice something that makes me stop. A 10-foot wide hole in the ground. But there's no stray piles of removed dirt or rocks. It's clean, smoothly dug, cutting into the earth. Wide, but only a few feet deep. It looks unnatural, like the ground was just deleted. No shovels or diggers used. Dennis walks over to it. This looks like the same kind of hole where I saw that light come from the ground, he muses to himself. I say nothing. My mind is spinning, but I don't know what to think. We need to get out of here, Dennis mutters. At that moment, that ringing sound carries through the forest again, sending a shiver down my spine. Dennis is right. There's something strange going on, and we might not be safe here. But that ringing sound could be a clue to where the rest of the crew went. Fuck. We gotta find their crew members. Let's check out that sound. Oh, fuck. Something's not right, I say. And if there's a mechanical noise like that, you think someone's out there? He asks. Maybe. I think we should at least check it out. They might be able to help. Yeah, you got that right, he says with a grin. I'll be here waiting for you. Better hurry, though. Dennis doesn't look like he's in his best shape to be trouncing around the forest. But we need some answers right away, too. Do you not have a cell phone on you? It's 2017, my guy. Oh, God. We should probably stick together. I'm sorry, Dennis. I know you're injured, but, like, fuck. Oh, shit. Hey, please don't die. No, you're coming with me. I bend over and hoist him up against my shoulder. He resists just barely and then gives in. He's looking at me like he's terrified of me now, making a moan in his throat. We start moving through the woods quickly, with no idea where the rest of the crew is. I worry they could be in danger. Every tree out here looks exactly the same. I grew up in the country and I can find my way around the forest without much problem, but I'm feeling dizzy. I'm leaning against a tree when I see something that has no business being out here. Our logging crew has been out here for 3 weeks and I've never seen it before. Is that a door in a tree? Question mark? It's a small building, sort of like a mixture of a shack and a bunker. It looks to be made out of concrete, but moss, weeds, and plain old erosion makes it look sort of mystical. It looks like something out of a demented version of a medieval fantasy movie. What the hell is this? Dennis asks. Some old power station? Dennis shakes his head. Why would one be way out here? He's right. I can't come up with a legitimate reason for something like this being here. Do you think the others maybe went in here? He asks nervously. Why would they do that? I ask. I don't know, but they have to be somewhere. I want to go inside. Not just to find my crew, but also to appease my curiosity. That ringing noise is coming from inside. But something about this place seems incredibly strange, especially located all by itself out here. I bet these folks don't get many trick-or-treaters, Dennis jokes weakly, before attempting a half-hearted chuckle. Hey, Lotus. This building simply does not belong. I wonder, do we knock or just go in? Dennis asks. I can tell that he's trying to make a joke, but it falls flat. I'm starting to think that his humor is a defense mechanism for his fear. We both look ahead, take a moment to realize that we are about to do, and start forward. We get no more than 3 feet closer when Dennis wobbles. Lotus! Lotus, I forget. I think I asked earlier, but, do you think it would be worth it to play through all 3 Amnesia games before swapping over to, Deep Space? Why can't I remember the, I think it's Deep Space, right? Or is it Dark Space? I don't know. Fuck. I think it's Deep Space. But... Dead Space, there we go. Dead Space is pretty rad. Okay, I'll probably just head straight on over to Dead Space then. Oh god. Oh, that's stretching. There we go. Alright, let's study deadness instead of just asking if he's okay. He's not okay, he's injured. I reach out quickly, straining my injured knee. I barely make it in time, grabbing him under his arms and keeping him from hitting the ground. I'm okay, he said. Just, can you help me walk for a little while? Just help me inside, please. I can't deny him his request. I've never seen him this weak, and it's a little uncomfortable to see. It makes me glad I decided to keep him with me. I help Dennis into the weird little building. The front door opens easily, even though there's clearly a lock on it. Maybe the lock was supposed to keep something in. It's hard to tell. I still hear that ringing noise. It's definitely coming from in there. Stretching out in front of me is a small interior to match the outside. The building is totally empty. There's a concrete floor and dingy, featureless walls. There are no windows, giving the place an even more isolated feel. Still, we hear the ringing noise coming from somewhere in here. It's louder now, more prominent. The interior seems confined at first, but a small set of concrete steps lead about 5 feet down, revealing a corridor. Oh boy. A corridor in the middle of... Oh boy. Nothing could possibly go wrong here, right? It's a massive corridor. In fact, like I'm in some kind of building underground. It seems to go on forever. This corridor is mostly dark, with emergency lights every 10 feet or so. I assume we're now underground because this corridor extends far beyond the walls of the building we entered. I realize that someone might not appreciate finding us here. Fuck it, let's just walk quickly. I don't know. I'm eager to figure out what's going on here. Our footsteps echo loudly in the dust and the dirt. Dennis leans on me for support. If there is anyone here, it's not like we're trying to be quiet and stealthy with the intention of sneaking up on them. If anyone is listening, they definitely know we're here now. As I carry Dennis to the far end of this otherwise featureless place, I see a flight of concrete stairs leading down. I have to set Dennis down on the floor. His weight is killing me. Dennis, are you okay? Stop worrying, man, he says. I'll be okay. I just need a minute to rest. But looking at him, I'm not so sure. I can still hear the ringing noise every so often coming from somewhere in here. I look ahead at the concrete stairs, pointing towards them so that Dennis sees them. Can you make it down those stairs? I ask. He stands up slowly and is visibly making an effort to not fall back down. Yeah, he says. It sounds a little irritated. He starts for the stairs without me, and I have no choice but to follow. We approach the stairs, and by just looking at them, I get the sense that we're crossing some sort of line here. There may very well be no going back. Oh boy. Oh, cool. The endless stairs. As I head down the stairs, I notice that they look aged. That damned ringing noise is somewhere below, louder than ever. I feel like I'm walking down into the cellar of a haunted house, the light becoming scarce as the stairs take a slight turn. I can feel the temperature drop. Dennis makes it a few steps down before he is leaning on the wall. He's breathing like he just finished a marathon. Let's give him a break, dude. He needs rest. Let's take a break, I say, putting my hand towards his shoulder to help steady him. Dennis lets out a sigh. Thanks. I don't feel too great, boss. As we both squat down on a stair, my mind seems to lock in on the unknown fate of the rest of my crew. Frank is married, and I've met his wife a few times, a nice woman with a huge laugh. I thought it would say huge rack, I will be honest. My heart sags a bit when I realize I might never again get to hear him belting out classic rock tunes during lunch break. Joe, well, I don't know too much about him. He's 22 years old and is considering community college. His folks are deadbeats, so he's been providing for himself since the age of 16 or so. Maybe I can still find them, and still get to hear Frank singing in his deep baritone voice after a few too many drinks. After a few moments, Dennis says, "All right, let's keep going." We both stand up, leaning on each other. I have to make Dennis stay behind me as I stick my foot out in search of the next step. I can't help feeling like a child as a very powerful fear seizes me. I'm expecting a monster to reach out of the darkness, slicing into my throat. After what feels like forever, we come to the bottom of the stairs. We're closer to that ringing noise now. A door sits securely into the wall and looks just as out of place down here as I feel. A sliver of light seeps through, illuminating the area. The door has what looks like a panel with lots of labels and lights. Small embossed print above the panel says Level 1, Entrance Gate, Transport Sector, and there's a button with no label. Let's look closer at this panel. The panel looks like a diagnostic or alert system of some kind, each label meant to communicate some status. Lockdown engaged, experiment in progress, shutdown engaged. Experiment? Those all appear to be off, but one of the phrases has a slow blinking red light next to it. The only powered light on this whole thing. Abnormal entity breach. What the hell? I slowly push the door open when Dennis suddenly steps in front of me, taking the lead. "Let's go," he says. "I want to find out what the hell this place is." As Dennis walks through, that ringing or beeping or whatever is getting a little louder. The door closes behind us with a click. I can't help but notice a wobble in Dennis's step. He lets out a grunt. "You sure are healthy enough to keep going?" I ask. "It doesn't matter. I don't want to be in the woods right now." He seems scared. Something I've never seen before. Angry, yes. Upset, yes. But Dennis is never scared. "What did you see?" "I don't know what it is, boss. It was like someone had left the radio on, crackling, but we don't have any radios at the site. It was, I don't know. It was like something in the forest was moving." I give him a doubtful look, and he casts his eyes to the ground, frustrated. "I know how it sounds," he says, "but I know what I felt. It was like walking into a funeral parlor, feeling death and gloom everywhere." I've been so preoccupied with my own fear that I nearly forgot about the ringing noise. It had become just background noise. We take a few more steps, and I can now see where we are. It makes no sense. Yet another thing that simply seems out of place. The shapes and muted colors of metal are easy to identify, but it just doesn't belong here. End of chapter 1. Oh my god. Oh boy. It keeps on going. Respect the dead. You and 36% of players left Tony's body where he found it. Oh my god, my throat. Hold on. Blah. Okay. You and 24% of players hid Tony's death from Dennis. Trust. You and 55% told Dennis you believed his story. Curiosity. You and 75% of players went to investigate the ringing sound. Teamwork. You and 64% of players decided to bring Dennis with you. So is leaving his body there probably doesn't do anything. Hid Tony's death from Dennis? Like, we're underground. What? Ever come up again? Like, what? Okay. Holy shit! What is this place? We're standing on the thin platform of what looks like a fancy subway. The rails look well used but not old. There are small overhead lights that are very dim, as if they are running on emergency power. The dim overhead lights are a blessing, but the size of the place makes me feel vulnerable. Staring ahead, the tunnel seems to be endless. It's almost dizzying. But there's a small light further ahead, then a space that breaks the monotony of the tunnel's curved surface. Another platform, maybe. Dennis, what do you think this is? Looks like we're waiting for the D train, Dennis says with a deadly sounding cackle. Also, the ringing noise is louder down here. It's much more solid now, and there's some other sound, like faint hum of machinery. What's your take on this, boss? You think we're safe here? Dennis asks. Yeah, it kind of looks like the particle accelerator. Not at all. This is what I think to myself, but I don't want to let Dennis see that I'm rattled. Well, he seems to be limping along much better than when we first stumbled into this place. He's still in rough shape. What, did he heal up? I'm leading him here, and I should probably make him feel confident in that. Yeah, it's like a weird Hadron Collider underground subway looking thing. It's... yeah, I'm not sure. This is creepy, bro. Oh my god. Damn it. I think we can officially say that we have no business here, I continue. If you want the truth, I'm a little frightened. A place like this, buried under the woods, well, it just doesn't feel right. I feel like we've walked into a trap or something. My lack of confidence is mirrored in Dennis's face. If he wasn't uneasy before, he is now. From the looks of it, we can go either left or right. The left is slightly lit. The right one, not so much. This makes me uneasy, because I get the sense that one wrong turn in a place like this would leave us wandering for hours. Suddenly, I jerk my head to the right as I hear the unmistakable sound of someone walking. Do you hear something? I ask Dennis, my eyes straining to see anything in the darkness. Not sure, he says. Maybe it sounded like footsteps. I wait a moment, but the sound doesn't come again. Those are my options. Left are flickering lights, indicating that we'll at least be able to see. There's also a hum of machinery, a sign of life. To the right, just darkness, but we also heard footsteps in that direction. Fuck it, let's go to the right. What's the worst that could happen? Hello? Footsteps in the darkness. How are you doing? If there's anyone here they're worth speaking to, right it is. Oh my god. I decided to go into the darkness. Oh my god, that's kind of creepy. As we leave the glow of electric lights, things instantly start to feel a bit more sinister. I look at Dennis's injuries again. The gash along his side is in flames now, and while the bleeding seems to have stopped, the amount that is soaked into his pants and shirt is beyond alarming. How much further can you walk? I ask him. Can you keep going? Yeah, Dennis says. Let's walk into that deep, dark tunnel that has no business being here. He's right. The darkness we find ourselves in feels thick, like walking in syrup. I'm reminded of the fear I felt as a child when I had to go into the basement to fetch tools for my dad. Or sure, there were snakes or spiders or monsters of unimaginable horror lurking down there. I feel that same way here, walking through the tunnel. That's when I see a human figure, far back in the tunnel, silhouetted in the faint light at the end. He's standing on some other platform up ahead. Likely he can't see us. It looks like he might be holding a gun, but it's too dark to be sure. Let's... he has a gun. There's, like, if I stay quiet and sneak up on him, he might react and, like, shoot us. If I say, like, hey, who's there? I kind of want to get the drop on him, but I don't think I can with Dennis with me, so I'm just gonna holler out, hey! Who's there? Who's there? There, there. My voice echoes through the tunnel, bouncing endlessly off the walls. The figure turns towards us and freezes, like a deer sensing danger. Why the hell did you do that? Dennis whispers to me. We don't know who that is. We don't know where we are. I don't know, I say. Maybe he can answer some questions. That doesn't happen. The person can't see us in the dark, and after a moment, the figure rushes away through a door up ahead. Oh boy. Oh my god. What is this, fucking Half-Life? As we head further into the tunnel, we reach another platform. There's a light coming from the platform, but like the overhead lights, they are dim, red emergency lights. I start to wonder if the explosion at the logging site caused a power outage in this place. Whatever this place is. The ringing noise that I originally thought was in my head is getting louder. I'm starting to think it's some sort of alarm. When we come to a large open area ahead in the tunnel, it further resembles a subway station. As much as I try to ignore the reality, it's undeniable. We've stumbled into some sort of high-tech transportation system that is buried beneath the forests of Kentucky. It makes absolutely no sense and creates an entirely new sort of fear as to what the hell we have walked into. I notice that Dennis can't seem to stop himself from shaking. His fear is mirroring my own. When we reach the large opening, we have to climb over the rails and up onto the platform. I have to help Dennis over the rails and then up the small utility ladder that is bolted into the opposite side of the travelway. When he reaches the large open area resembling a subway waiting area, he collapses on the floor and lets out a heaving breath. You know what? Dennis says, exasperated. This is ridiculous. I quit. I'm not going any further. On top of worrying about my crew and the madness of wherever we are, I'm not in the mood for Dennis to act like a baby. So, do I grab him and force him to continue going on? Hold on. Let me lower the volume a little bit. Maybe a little bit higher. Excuse me. Let's do this, I guess. Take it easy, bro. You can do this, but also, like, get up, please. Just keep moving. I'm not the one with a gash in my side, I think to myself. So I decide to cut him some slack. Damn, boss. I'm sorry, he says. It's okay, I say. I don't know how you're still on your feet, if I'm being honest. Stubbornness, he says with a weak laugh. Need a minute to rest? I ask as warmly as I can muster. No, if I sit down to rest, I'm afraid I might not get back up. Let's keep going while I still can go. I reach down, help him to his feet, and then we get ourselves up onto the platform. Right in front of us, there's an entrance to a long hallway exiting the platform area. It's at this point that I realize these red emergency lights might be on for someone else who is actually supposed to be here. Like that guy I saw earlier standing on the platform. Let's stay quiet now that we've blown our cover. I don't know. I'm still not sure if I want to alert anyone to the fact that there are strangers in this secret place. And the thought of hearing a scream, even my own scream, in this empty place is too much to bear. The emergency lights continue to flicker overhead, casting a sick sort of pinkish light on everything. My mind is racing with what sort of place this might be. It's obvious that it's meant to be a secret. And if it is supposed to be a secret and there was a power outage recently, maybe most everyone has been evacuated. But then, why was that one person still here? This thought does nothing to make me feel any better as we walk towards the platform exit. We step inside and it seems just as empty as every other place we've come through, weakly illuminated by more overhead emergency lights. We're standing inside a hallway that looks surreal for a moment. Okay, I am actually going to lower the volume a little bit more. I'm sorry, guys. I know I keep swapping back and forth. I'm just kind of tweaking it, my bad. Oh. Let's continue into this hallway. Ah. There's a whole lot of chairs for some reason. The hallway reminds me of a hospital wing, but there's something not quite right about it. It's the first clean and tidy area I've seen since coming into the woods. It looks like it was recently in use despite the dim emergency lights overhead. There are chairs against the walls and the floor looks well cleaned, as do the walls themselves. The ringing noise is definitely coming from here, and a small flashing red light along the ceiling seems to flash along with it. That ringing noise is an alarm, I say, if only to confirm my own thought. But for what? Dennis asks, and then he asks the question that has been on my mind since we found the little building in the woods. What the hell is this place? We exchange a look that speaks volumes. We reach the end of the hallway and hear a sound like a large metal grinding. This is followed by a clicking noise, and then the unmistakable noise of a generator kicking on. So there is someone still here. Oh, hey! We've got power now? Alright. Without warning, the facility jolts to life. The red glow of the emergency lights is suddenly replaced by bright white fluorescent ones. The mechanical hum is oddly comforting. Somehow, the lights being back on urges us on. It's then that I notice the ringing noise has stopped. So it had been an alarm, but for what? Just a power failure? We head down the hallway, the electric hum of the lights sounding eerie overhead. Other than that, the place is dead quiet. The hall is about 100 feet long with two main doors. One door opens onto a large room that looks like a conference room with a whiteboard and papers strewn about. Across the hallway, another door looks like a laboratory of some sort. Dennis slumps against the wall in defeat and lets out a scary sounding chuckle. Something funny? I ask, as a dark and brooding panic starts to grip me. Dennis just keeps chuckling as he slides down to the floor. I'm just gonna sit here for a while you look around, he says. There's a look in his eyes that reminds me far too much of a dead animal on the side of the road. Let's go to the lab. Maybe there's something in there that we can help him with. Okay. A lot of different chemicals and a scale and shit. I don't know. Walking inside, I see small vials and glass containers held in a clear glass case. Oh my god. Hey, Topa. Welcome on in. Holy crap, that was so loud. I forgot I hired the volume for all this stuff. Welcome on in. Hope you've been having a wonderful day. We're currently reading a spooky interactive story in the dark. Welcome on in. Let me see here. Everything is either glass or silver, and I instantly feel like I am dirtying the place up. I notice several test tubes in glass cases, as well as some sort of tube system that seems to have clear fluid trapped inside of it. In the back corner, I find a laptop in screensaver mode. What's in the laptop? I'm a logger. I don't know anything about test tubes. Oh my god. Topa, you were streaming? Oh, it got rid of the thing. Hold on. Let me give you a shout out. Let me. Topa. Shiver! And me. Persona 4? Okay, let's go. Azure, what's up? How goes the stream? Actually going through... Oh, we just finished Amnesia about a half hour ago. So we're going through Buried because I got raided by a friend. And I was like, well, I can't end stream. So we're going through this, and then now we got more. Oh my god, do you work tomorrow? Go to sleep. What? Amnesia is scary? It was... There were a couple of spooks. One of them... Hold on. Let me grab this clip. Let me grab this real quick. Where's Chrome? One of them was from a viewer. It was from... Hold on. So there's a dude up these stairs, and it's like... Oh my god, that's right. Tomorrow's Labor Day. I also have tomorrow off, which is why I'm also still awake. But look at what they did to me. There's a dude up there. Did you leave yet? Yo. Oh my god. Please. Like, why would you do that to me? Why? You can see me like flinch so hard. Oh my god. Like, why? Why would you do that to me? Holy crap. Oh my god. But yeah, so we're just going through and interact the story. Just nice and calming and stuff. I mean, there's a sense of dread, but there's no like, boo! You know how it is. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Persona, kind of a wacky series. Oh my god. Laptop. There are several icons and folders. Yeah, I like that. Till we go to fucking sleep. But tomorrow's Labor Day. I click on a folder labeled Test 1.5 Ethos. Womp womp. Make me? Goodbye, Topa. Sorry. it was the gunpoint and the make me. I had to. You understand, right? Oh my god. Maybe you do. Maybe you we do a little trolling. Oh my god. You did get it. Okay, thank you. Oh my god. A few documents are filled with formulas and names. I can't hold on. Oh my god. Oh, my cheek kind of hurt. Ergo. Super serial story. I'm gonna sleep though. Pass out. Okay, thank you so much for the raid. God. Don't eat. Don't Topa. Oh my god. Get the fuck out. Jesus. Formulas and names I mostly don't understand. But there are some things that are easy to understand. Things that make my blood go cold. Subject 6. Cause of death. Embolism or aneurysm. Or both? Ideas for new delivery mode. Spherical, liquid, induced comatose state first. Terracore Co. Possible plutonium supplier. Don't owl me. Good night. Don't get scared. I don't get scared. Get out here. Have a good night. Let's look at these test tubes. Don't make me wake Kupo up. Doesn't he usually wake up around this time? I can't help but check out the test tubes. They're all filled with varying green and light blue fluids. One of them looks to have some sort of glowing dirt resting in the bottom of it. Another holds what looks like a grasshopper submerged in liquid. Only, it's the strangest grasshopper I've ever seen. At first it looks like it's expanding and contracting like a blowfish. Then it contracts so much that it vanishes completely. As I look closer, it springs back into existence in a completely different test tube. And I'm embarrassed when I actually jump back. I take another look around the lab, trying to piece together what might have been taking place here. I smell some sort of chemical in the air. It makes me think that someone has used this lab recently. Outside in the hallway, I hear Dennis grunting. I head out of the room to see him still seated on the floor, but I don't get very far because, as I exit, a man comes rushing around the corner with an automatic rifle in his hand. Oh boy. Gun! Gun! Gun. I'm American. I'll take your gun and make 2 guns out of it. It's hard to look beyond his rifle, but the man carrying it is young, with messy dark hair. His skin is so pale that I wonder if maybe he lives down here. He has the look of a guy who's been cooped up for a little too long. He doesn't seem like the kind of person I'd trust with a gun in a stressful situation. As he sees us in the doorway, he screams and brings a gun up. It is aimed directly at my head. Dennis jumps up and stands next to me, like he's ready to run for it. I recognize him by his height and build. He's the person I could barely see back in the dark tunnel. Why the fuck would I try to attack? Who? Shiver? I don't trust that guy. Young with messy dark hair. I'm not pale, so it's not me. That's how you know. Who the fuck points? Why would I attack him? He's pointing a gun at my head. Like what? I have to be a psycho for that. Put my hands up in the air, surprised at how natural it feels to go into this surrendered state. how natural it feels to go into this surrender. And but I'm a boss guy. What? What? Maybe it's because this feels like a dream. Maybe it's because I feel like I'll snap awake if the maniac pulls the trigger. I'll make you pale then? Okay, that's sus. Down bad, Yowie. How about, instead of that, I shout you out, you artist. How about that? Huh? Take that. Oh. Okay. So he's tall, dark-haired. How do I make him sound? I recognize you. You stomped around and set off the security mics up in the entrance. What? I ask, unable to think of anything else to say. Who are you? The man asks. Did you do this? The man eyes us both, and I see something in his eyes that unsettles me. He's scared. But there's something else. We're just loggers, dude. Don't bully me. I will... Oh, no. You know the meme, right? Don't... Shut up. My friend is an artist and I can make him draw me fucking your mom. I'm sorry. I won't mess with you. I promise. Please don't. Oh my god. His eyes look distant for a minute, and then he says, bullshit. But for some reason, I'm pretty sure he knows I'm telling the truth. Someone knocked the power out, the man says. It's back on now, but if it was out long enough, well, we're in a heap of trouble. Was it you? Who sent you? Look, we don't know what you're talking about, Dennis says. Oh, whoops. Something happened out in the woods. Are you alone? Are there others with you? The young man asks, thrusting the gun in my face. Stop pointing fucking... How the hell did we get in this situation? I think to myself. If only I had left that damn ringing noise alone, we wouldn't be here. I'm not really sure if we want to give this guy information yet. We don't know anything about him. Then again, he might have answers. We're looking for a crew, bro. Help us out. We have other crew members that we can't find, I say. Your crew? He asks, seeming confused. If this man thinks that we're nuts, there's no telling what he might do. The fact that he looks a little crazy himself makes the situation even hairier. But how'd you get in here? The man asks. I point down the hall towards the subway. We came in that way. The doors weren't locked. His expression calms a bit, but I'm still very aware of that gun that is leveled less than a foot away from my face. Fuck it, we're going for it. I'm American. Let's grab the gun. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh, it was a big decision. I don't know anymore. He looks like he might laugh at any request. And it is this arrogance that makes me crack. And once it... Oh my god. Thank you, Yowie fan. I rely on my instincts. I reach out quickly, slapping the gun barrel away. I then reach for it and nearly have a grip on it when the man jerks to the left. My ballsy move startles him, but not nearly enough. He brings the butt of the rifle around like a javelin and catches me on the right side of the head. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Unlucky for me. It's the exact same spot I struck my head on when I fell off the back of the logs earlier. As if that spot wasn't already tender enough. God dang it. I see white flecks in my vision as I stumble and go to a knee. I feel myself wanting to fall to the floor, but know that it would mean my death. There's a flare of pain in my head, but I manage to stay on one knee. I then raise my hands quickly and surrender, letting him know that I am aware that I made a gravest error. He then levels the rifle at Dennis. I can only assume it's because his wounds make him appear to be the weaker of us. The man takes a shaky step forward. Dennis looks back and forth between the barrel of the gun and me, his eyes pleading for help. Don't shoot, Dennis. Don't be a dick. Before I'm fully aware of what I'm doing, I step out in front of Dennis. The barrel of the rifle is nearly touching my chest now. Both Dennis and the man seem a little confused at my action, and I do my best to swallow down my fear. I don't know what's going on here, I say, but we are here by mistake. Well, you have no business here, the man says, but now that the power is on, I think you might be too late anyway. For what? I ask. But he doesn't answer me. Instead, he steps forward and actually pushes me backwards with the end of his rifle. The man then repeats a question he asked before, one that makes no sense and honestly makes me think he might be a little crazy. Who sent you? He asks. You assholes from Pentagon? I'm not quite sure how to take this question. Is this guy joking? Yowie, shut, bullies Yowie. Don't Star miss too? Oh my god. What? Fucking, let's do a little bit of humor. Yeah, I'm the president. Don't, stop it. Stop alming everyone. The armed man looks as if someone has slapped him. Lewd me on Twitter. Oh my god. Oh, down bad. Down bad. You think I'm playing? He asks, jabbing me with the barrel of the gun. You think I won't blow your head off? Still, his grip on the gun is as tight as ever. The look on his face makes me think he'll shoot at any moment. You both just stand still, he says. Sooner or later, someone will come along and I'll turn you over. He again thrusts the gun forward, as if it is an invisible bayonet on it. There's no need for that, I tell him. I have no guarantee that he won't pull the trigger. Look, Dennis says, we don't want any trouble. We're just as confused as you are. And then, in a movement so fast that I just about miss it, Dennis lunges forward. I have no idea how he's moving so fast. Just 30 seconds ago, I was worried about how close to death he looked. But now he's moving lightning fast, his left arm coming down on the barrel of the gun like a club. In the commotion, the man does pull the trigger. The booming noise is deafening, and there's a moment where I think I've been hit. It takes a clanging noise of the round tearing into the floor at my feet to help me realize that I've not been shot. I look to the floor and see where the shot missed my right leg by less than 3 inches. I'm paralyzed, in shock for a moment, as Dennis and the man fight over possession of the rifle. There's a fire extinguisher on the wall I could use as a bludgeon, but I might not have enough time to grab it before Dennis is overpowered. I'm just gonna punch him. This is smart. Let's just punch him. Dennis has the man pinned to the floor, but isn't strong enough to keep him down. As I fall to the floor to help, the barrel of the rifle swings right in front of my face, a reminder of how close I had come to getting shot. I punch his balls. God, yeah, honestly, that would work really well. I deliver a hard, stiff punch to the man's face. Oh, thanks for looking. Thank you for looking, yo. Or, Star Mist, I keep getting people, I'm sorry. Still, it is apparently effective. The man's head snaps back hard, and his grip on the gun loosens. Yowie, quick, lewd me with shiver. Make me? Don't fucking... How about I hit you with another one of these, huh? Get wrecked, idiot. Got him. Dennis grabs a gun and falls to the floor, clearly winded and in pain. Our attacker is immobilized, and I can feel a shift in the situation. Yet, although he is basically harmless now, I feel the need to pummel him, a desire that builds within each second I look at him. We don't have to beat him up. So, like, why? Oh my god, that was one of the big decisions. He's definitely out now. No threat. Or at least that's what I think. God dang it. He surprises me by mustering up one more swift kick in my direction, connecting with my forehead. My eyelid swells to the size of a grape almost immediately. It seems like this last attack is more to spite me than to defend himself. I should have pummeled him. Fuck this dude. I stumble back and ready myself for another round of blows, but he just slouches into the floor. He's done. Dennis instantly hands the rifle over to me, and I take it with shaking hands. I can't believe you stepped between me and that gun, Dennis says. He could have killed you. I was pretty sure he wouldn't, I say, although I had known no such thing. Still, thanks, man. That's some heroic stuff. You would have done the same for me, right? Dennis says nothing. His eyes look to the floor. What do we do now, boss? Dennis asks. We've come this far, and I want answers. I sense that Dennis does too. I take a hard look at the man before I reply. We get answers from this guy. No answers, the man says. I don't have any. Next time, I won't just hit you, I say, plunging the rifle towards him. Now get up. He obeys quickly, but his legs are wobbly and he leans against the wall for support. I can feel my swollen eyelids from where he kicked me earlier. I just hope it doesn't get so bad that it affects my sight. Okay, let's move. I say, pointing the gun further down the hallway. We come this far, and I'm not going to let this guy stop us. We walk down the hallway until we come to the end. A single elevator waits for us. Its steel sliding door larger than a normal elevator. I'll pay you, Yowie. Okay, I will lewd both of you out of spite. I'll do it for free. You don't deserve. Still owe you. Here's the thing. Hey, Star Mist. If you have commissioned Yowie, right? And he sent you an invoice, you have his email now, and you can just straight up send him a tip for like, you can just straight up send him a tip through his email on PayPal. It just works. It's just, oi, oi, what, huh? Shut the hell up, Yowie. I also forgot, I keep forgetting to send you, I don't know if your comms are still open. If they are, I have to send you I need to send you the refs for a dead emote. I keep forgetting. I don't know if your emotes are still open or commissions are still open. I'm sorry. They're still open? Okay. I'll be sure to, I'll remember this time for sure. I'll do it tomorrow morning when I wake up because it's kind of late right now, but for sure I'll get it. Should I explain how I pay him? Okay, so, all right. Have you commissioned Yowie before? Because if you've commissioned Yowie before, you should be able to look into your PayPal email that they send you, and then you can get his email off of that or his name. And then like his PayPal name, and then you can go into PayPal and search him up and just get him and just hit him with, you just send him money. Like, you don't do an invoice or a charge or anything like that, or whatchamacallit, you just send money. I technically commissioned him, yes. Yeah, there you go. That's how you would do it. Otherwise, I might be able to DM me, and I might be able to find his email for you, and then you could just PayPal him money. Before I get into the elevator with this guy, I think it's wise to learn a bit more. What? Why are you helping Starmus? You little nya? Well, guess fucking what, Yowie? You're cool and an artist, and you deserve to be paid for your work. Bitch. That's right. Yeah, I said it. I think it was to learn a bit more about him. I can tell it's making him uncomfortable for me to have the gun. What's your name? I hate you both. Get pranked, idiot. Marcus. And you work here? It's clear that he doesn't want to answer, but he gives us a little nod. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Any idea where they might be? I ask. No, he says curtly, not bothering to elaborate. I'd rather wait, because DMing is a pain. It's late. Yeah, no worries. Not hard finding me? Yeah. Hold on. Actually, let me put it on a sticky note, because I'll probably forget. No, wait, here we go. Let me turn on the light real quick. Let me just write it on my palm. Boom. It was Yowie com, and then send info Star Mist. There we go. Boop. Ah, Aries, what's up? Go rest, you silly nya. What color glasses? Okay, hold on. Let me send you this real quick. Ah. Uh-oh. Okay, I almost broke my glasses. Oh, I dropped my glasses. There we go. It's like the, actually, I guess just gunmetal. Gunmetal gray. Kind of reflective. Yeah, just go, yeah, screw it. Gunmetal gray should be close enough. Alright, here we go. Don't break your glasses. I tried to take them off with one hand while also having headphones on, and the headphones kind of like caught one of the legs. So I almost, you know, getting ready to make, oh, the portrait too. Okay. Let's see here. Whatever useful. I just need to know how to. I need a first aid kit for my friend here. Where might I find one? Down on the second floor, he says. We can't go down there. We're going down there, okay, buddy? Oh my god, he looks at me like I'm an idiot. You must be aware you're inside of a classified government facility, he says. It makes sense, but I want to doubt it. Well, as I mentioned earlier... Oh, that's me. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I'm the president, so take me to the first aid kit. I can't, he says. You don't have clearance. Hell, I barely have clearance. Then, seemingly to himself, he mutters, I make this place run. Not even a thank you. Just a bunch of restricted access rooms that I'm only allowed to go into with a friggin' chaperone. Interrupt his monologue. We're going to that first aid kit. I could lose my job, he says. I wonder for a moment what sort of trouble I could get in for hitting a government employee. This makes me glad I took it easy on him. Then again, he had come at us with a rifle. It makes me think that things have gone terribly wrong in this place. And the explosion in the woods, or whatever the hell happened, might be linked to it all. I need to convince him to take us to the second floor, but I'm not sure if it would be more productive to threaten him or ask for sympathy. He's kind of a butthole. Let's threaten him. I place the rifle to his head. Well, I know I don't have it in me to pull the trigger. I have no problem holding it there. Your job or your life, I say harshly. My swollen eye from where he kicked me isn't making me feel exactly generous. He looks at me sternly, weighing his options. This is a felony, he says, but I can tell he's not going to fight me anymore. Good. Now take us to the second level. With an untrusting stare, Marcus walks to the elevator door, approaching a small keypad by the doors. He punches in a numerical code on the keypad, and we can hear a slight mechanical hum behind the steel doors. After a few seconds of angry glances and frightened sneers from Marcus, the elevator arrives. The steel doors slide open with a whisper, revealing the interior. Dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. It's exceptionally well lit and looks to be made of stainless steel. I half expect the thing to take off at the speed of light. There's another small keypad on the front panel by the door with the options for 3 sub-level floors. It looks like this elevator doesn't go to the surface. So, after we get a first aid kit for Dennis, how do we get out of here, I ask. We can't leave, Marcus says. Once the power came back on, the whole place was put in lockdown. What? I shout. Can't you override it? No, it's to prevent anything from getting out. I can't. Marcus looks as deflated as Dennis. We can't get out. We're stuck here. Dennis leans into the corner and almost falls onto the floor. The struggle for the rifle took a lot out of him. I can see that much in his face. Slowly, we start to move down. The hum and grind of the car's motor fill the space. What can you do, dude? Marcus bristles at the question, but I think it's fair. I mean, he's not allowed to unlock the doors or even get medical supplies. Why keep a guy around who can't even grab a band-aid without permission? Without me, nothing would get done here, Marcus answers me. These people think they're so brilliant. Some of them can barely turn their computers on without help. The top coder in my class at MIT, and I'm stuck living underground, helping idiots who don't even trust me with keys. What the fuck goes on here, dude? Marcus shakes his head. You may as well shoot me. I can't tell you. Why not? It's beyond classified, and the things I know don't even cover the start of it. What does that mean? I ask, starting to get irritated. It means that even if I wanted to tell you what sort of work was done here, I don't know enough about it. What the fuck? I mean, your job's IT, right? I'm assuming. Yeah. I handle the IT work and make sure the databases are up and running. It's a 24/7 job. I haven't seen the sunlight in almost a year. I wonder what staying in a place like this for that long would do to someone's mind. I was recruited, he continues, because of that workload. No one else wants this job, but I don't really mind being by myself. No family. Plus, the IT. It's some crazy shit. Crazy how? I ask. This place generates over 100 terabytes of data per day, he answers. Getting the slightest bit excited for his face falls again. Yeah, sure, just casually. 100 terabytes of data a day. What the fuck happened here? What exactly? Seems like some sort of power outage, Marcus says. That's all I know. There was an outage and then... Then what? Dennis asks weakly. Then things got weird. Things got bad. Bad how? The whole place seems to shake when the lights went out. I was checking the monitors when it happened and everything went dead. It took no more than a minute or so before I started hearing the screams. People were being killed by something. I tried getting the security cameras going again, but they only lasted for a little bit on my backup systems. But what I saw... What? I ask, feeling a sharp fear worm its way into my gut. Well, what I saw on the screens for that little bit of time made no sense. It made me get that gun from the emergency vault. And I think whatever it is, it's still down there. Hold on, I say. There's an emergency vault with a rifle in the same room as the security cameras in this place? Marcus gives me a grin that looks nearly insane. There are guns locked in this room in this place, just in case, you know? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, wrong voice, whatever. Just in case of what? Just in case of what, dude? Sketch done? Let me see this. Let me see this. Aw, looks cool. Hold on. I like the middle finger. It says a lot about society. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Holy shit. I'm sorry. Oh my god. As he opens his mouth to answer, the elevator comes to a stop and the doors slide open. Marcus is out right away without a word. He makes his exit and he heads directly for a glassed-in room that is filled with computer monitors and high-end equipment. Dennis and I file out behind him, trying to keep up. As we do, one very alarming question runs through my head. What the hell kind of government facility keeps loaded guns in emergency vaults in every single room? Time to refine? Hell yeah. Also, shit, it's getting kind of late. Hold on, let me see who I can raid. I think we'll call it here. Who is online? Let's raid Roomba. Actually, Roomba is playing... No, not me. Ha ha, really funny. Hold on. Roomba is playing Pokemon right now. Why can't this... Invalid username? What? Hold on. Why is this being weird? Let me try this. There we go. And boom, there we go. Thanks for stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Time to refine. Misa? Misa Yuri? Ooh. Hold on. I raid Roomba a lot. Let's raid Misa. Do you know their exact username, Aries? Is it Misa underscore Yuri underscore? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, whoops. that wasn't the command. Hold on. Okay, it is that. All right. Raid Misa Yuri. There we go. And also let me do Misa Yuri. Boom. There we go. What are they streaming right now? They are streaming Risk of Rain 2 with Aaron, actually. Holy crap. There we go. All right. Raid message. Let's do... let's do let's do hold on. Let me change this to let's do this. Let's do what's happening raid? I guess. I don't know what to copy paste. Hold on. Sure, what? Tier 1 sub emote. Yeah, there we go. That works. All right. There we go. Thank you so much everyone for stopping by tonight. Kind of went longer than I thought I would. Also, I don't know if I'll ever really play this buried game ever again, but